The Lost Temple of Aztlan. On the edge of the Yucatán jungle, where the modern world slowly dissolved into the wild heartbeat of ancient times, stood an archaeologist named Dr. Elena Vasquez. She had spent years chasing myths, ancient ruins and lost civilizations. But now, she was on the verge of her greatest discovery. The fabled Temple of Aztlan, rumored to be the last stronghold of an ancient Mesoamerican empire long forgotten by history. With her research pointing to a specific location deep within the jungle, Elena assembled a small team. Alongside her was Marcus, a rugged adventurer with a checkered past, and Sophia, an expert linguist, fluent in the dialects of ancient civilizations. Together, they boarded a creaky riverboat, heading upstream into the heart of the unknown. The jungle closed in around them, the air thick with humidity and the sounds of distant wildlife. Marcus steered the boat while Elena studied her map, tracing the path to where she believed the temple lay. If the legends are true, Aztlan held riches beyond anything we've ever imagined, Marcus mused, his eyes gleaming with excitement. Elena, however, wasn't interested in treasure. For her, the real value lay in unlocking the secrets of a lost civilization. "It's not about gold, Marcus," she replied. "It's about history. Imagine what we can learn." But as they ventured deeper into the wilderness, they weren't alone. Unbeknownst to the group, a shadowy figure had been tracking them. This man, known only as Calderón, was a mercenary hired by an anonymous collector seeking the same prize, the treasures of Aztlan. After days of navigating the river and hacking through dense foliage, they reached an unmarked clearing. There, hidden beneath centuries of overgrowth, was the entrance to the temple. The stone facade was adorned with faded carvings of warriors, gods, and serpents. The sight took Elena's breath away. "We found it," she whispered, touching the ancient stone with reverence. Sophia studied the inscriptions, deciphering the story of Aztlan's downfall. "It says here that the temple is cursed," she warned. "Anyone who enters seeking wealth will face the wrath of the gods." Marcus shrugged off the warning, his focus on what lay inside. "Curses are just stories," he muttered, pushing open the heavy stone door. The team ventured inside, their torches illuminating vast chambers filled with relics, murals, and ancient artifacts. But as they descended deeper into the temple, strange things began to happen. The temperature dropped, and an eerie wind seemed to blow through the stone corridors. Sophia stumbled, her torch flickering. "Did you feel that?" she asked, her voice trembling. Elena felt it too, a presence, as if the temple itself was alive, watching them. They reached the heart of the temple, a massive chamber filled with towering statues of gods and a golden altar at its center. Marcus grinned, stepping forward to examine the gleaming artifacts. But as his hand reached for a jewel-encrusted dagger, the ground beneath him began to rumble. Suddenly, the walls shifted, revealing hidden passageways, and a deep growling echoed through the chamber. From the shadows emerged massive stone guardians, ancient mechanisms designed to protect the temple's treasures. "Run!" Elena shouted, pulling Marcus back just in time as one of the statues lunged forward with stone claws. The team scattered, weaving through the maze-like corridors, but the temple itself seemed to be turning against them. Doors slammed shut, sealing off exits, and deadly traps activated, arrows shooting from walls, pits opening beneath their feet. As they navigated the deadly labyrinth, Calderón and his mercenaries caught up with them, guns drawn. A tense standoff followed. "The treasures of Aztlan belong to me," Calderón sneered, raising his weapon. But the temple had other plans. A deep rumble shook the ground as the ceiling began to collapse. In the chaos, Elena grabbed an ancient amulet from the altar, believing it to be the key to stopping the temple's wrath. "Hold on," she yelled as the floor beneath them split open, revealing a chasm of molten lava. With seconds to spare, Elena placed the amulet into a carved slot in the wall. The ground stopped shaking and the stone guardians froze in place. Silence fell over the chamber. Calderón, realizing the danger was over, smirked and moved toward the altar. But before he could take a single step, the ground beneath him crumbled, sending him plunging into the abyss below. Elena, Marcus and Sophia stood in the stillness, catching their breath. The temple's treasures glittered all around them, but Elena's gaze lingered on the murals. "It's not about the gold," she said again. "It's about what this place can teach us." With the amulet now safely in her possession, the team slowly made their way out of the temple. As they emerged back into the daylight, exhausted but alive, Elena knew they had uncovered more than just a lost temple. They had encountered the spirit of a forgotten empire, its legacy preserved not in gold, but in the stories and knowledge left behind. And though the jungle reclaimed the temple once more, its secrets were no longer lost to time.